Okay. So three, four, five. Okay, so if you have 1/5 of 20, 1/5 is right there. How many is there?
4.
4. You should be checking your answers, Nigel. Are you checking? Uh-huh. 3/5 of 20. 1, 2, 3. So there's 4 there, 4 there, and 4 there. Should be 12. So 3/5 of 20 is 12. Definitely not 20. Okay, out of 24 donuts, 3/4 are chocolate glazed. 3/4 24. How many donuts? 3/4 of 24. So 24 divided by 4. 24 divided by 4 is 6. 6 times 3 is 18. Before I was even finished asking my questions, they stopped doing that. Two-fifths of 20. 20 divided by 5 equals 4. 4 times 2 equals 8. Now number 4 is not the same. Number 4 is not 8. 4 is worded in a way where you've got 2/5 is 20. You don't know what the number is, so it can't be 8. You've got to figure out what it is. So, how can I figure out what the numbers are right here? How do you know?
Because 2 is 20, so 20 divided by 2 equals 10, and then
So if this was
times.
yes, she's probably. All right. So on number 5. It says Miss Chapman baked 3 dozen cookies. 1/4 of the cookies had sprinkles. How many cookies did Miss Chapman make with sprinkles? So, yeah.
No.
Thank you. No. Thank you, Nastasia. No. Why is this a no?
Oh, because it's supposed to be 36.
It's supposed to be 36. Why is it supposed to be 36? Because it's 3 dozen. The problem says 3 dozen. 3 dozen. 1 dozen equals 12. Then you have 3 dozen. 12 times 3 equals 36. It's 1/4 of 36. Looking to see if you were actually paying attention to what the problem said. If you did 1/4 of 3, you weren't paying attention to what the problem said. 1/4 of 36 that had sprinkles. So 36 divided by 4 is 9. 9 times 1 equals 9. 9 had sprinkles. Because if you did 1/4 of 3, then it would be 3/4, and you would have another fraction. I'm on number 6 now. That was number 5. So here you have 3 times 1/6. Some of you do not like it when the whole number's in the front. You can always switch them. Put the fraction in the back. 1/6 times 3. It doesn't matter. Some people in the other class tried to tell me that it was 2, and they tried to totally switch their numbers. If you tell me it's 2, then that would be 1/3 of 6. And that's 6 divided by 3. This is not 6 divided by 3. This is 3 divided by 6. And that's 3 divided by 6. This is not the same as this. So 3 divided by 6. This is what you should have. 1/2. Or 3/6. Not 2. You tell me 2, you switched it to make it work.
That's all you have to do.
5/4 times 8 is the same thing as 8. You weren't putting the whole number in the front, y'all didn't like it. So 8 divided by 4 is 2. 2 times 5. 10. Because even though you're like, but the number's supposed to be smaller, 5/4 is improper. It's supposed to be bigger. Because if you look at the tape diagram, 4ths, well, you can't do 5/4. That's 4/4. You would have to do another one. So 5/4. There would be 2 of them. So it wouldn't work. So you would have to have this whole one of the 4/4 and then one more. That's why this number ends up being bigger than that number. Where normally it's smaller. It's a fraction of it. That's why it's larger. In case y'all ever notice that. If you're ever looking. No, I'm not. We're just here. Okay, this is the one where it's a fraction of an hour. 24 minutes equals how many hours? Where I'm going from small to big. Well, I'm having to divide. So, where normally I have 1 hour equals 60 minutes. Well, here I'm going from a minute to an hour. 1 minute is equal to 1/60th of an hour. It's smaller. You weren't in here when I went over it. You were wherever you were. So, this is when we're doing the measurement conversion. So 24 minutes. And I do 24 times 1 minute. This is what we did just the other day when we're taking our units. We separate them and then we switch it into what we're doing. So 24 times, now my minute, I'm trying to turn it into an hour. 1 minute is equal to 1/60th of an hour. So then 24 divided by 60. If I multiply those, I get 24 over 60. 24 divided by 60, just like I would do them any other time. 24 divided by 60. 24 divided by 60. It's huge. Can I simplify it? Yeah. I know you may not know automatically. 4 can go in there.
Oh.
4 can go into 24. 6 times 4 can go into 60, 15 times. She's not doing anything. She's just sitting. I'm writing where she sits. But what's she supposed to do? Get smaller? 2/5. So 24 minutes is 2/6. So a minute is smaller than an hour. 24 minutes is a fraction of an hour because minutes are smaller than hours. It's a part of an hour. It's smaller. So you guys weren't in here, so I'm going to go over it again, okay? So, no, you were in here, but they weren't here. So, if you think, it's hard to write this way because I'm right-handed, but I'm trying to get out of their way because if you're still writing, if you're not still writing, I desperately need to get back over here because I'm so right-handed, it's ridiculous. Can I please move back over here? Okay, so I know that in 1 hour, I get 60 minutes. Okay? But if I have to reverse it, if you look at that chart, if I go from a small unit to a big unit, you have to divide. When you write things like division, it's the same thing as a fraction. So if I'm going from a minute to an hour, I'm going from small to big. So 1 minute is equal to 1/60th of an hour because it takes 60 minutes to make 1 hour. If I have, well, I'm not using such big units. How many, I know you guys saw this, so bear with me. If I have 1 foot, how many inches are in 1 foot? 12. And look. If this is 1 inch, it's 1/12 of the whole foot. Do you agree? So 1 inch is 1/12 of the foot, of 1 foot. So 1 inch equals 1/12 of a foot. 1 day. That was, darn it, I've got ahead of myself. I forgot what I was going to say. I hate it when I do that. Yeah, 1 day equals 1/365. You talking about me? Of a year. 1 day. What fraction could I write for a week? 1/7. Because it takes 7 days to make a week. So 1 day is 1/7 of a week. Monday is 1/7 of the week. Tuesday, 1/7 of the week. It takes 7/7 to make the entire week. But each day is 1/7. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Good, because I can't explain it anymore. I've now explained it 3 times. I can't do it anymore. I can't do it anymore. Okay. I've got too much. Okay. I've really got to get to these problems because we didn't get to them over there, and those are the ones that we really need to do. 3/4 of a foot equals inches. So 3/4 times 1 foot. 3/4 times 12 inches. 12 divided by 4. 3. 3 times 3 equals 9. So your answer is 9 inches. 3/4 of a foot equals 9 inches. Because it just is. There is no because it is. However you need to do it. As long as your answer is right, I don't care how you do it. Because remember, Did I show you 4 different ways to solve the problem?
Yes.
Did I show you 4 different ways? As long as you show your work, you can't do it in your head. You can't just slap an answer on it. You have to show me how you got it. 2/5 of a meter equals centimeters. I'm just doing my way. Am I saying my way or the highway?
No.
No, you do your way. As long as you get the right answer, I don't care. But you have to still show your work. 2/5 meters equals 2/5 times 1 meter. 1 meter is equal to exactly 100 centimeters. So 2/5 times 100 centimeters. 100 divided by 5 is equal to 20. 20 times 2 is equal to 40. You better apologize for that one. 40. I know. You know how many times I say stuff wrong. Okay. And then 2/3 of a year into months. So 2/3 of a year equals 2/3 times 1 year. How many months?
12.
It's 12 months. 2/3 times 12. So then 12 divided by 3 equals 4. 4 times 2 equals 8. Well, but that's not what I asked, so it ends up being a problem. Okay. Now the word problems. An artist has 7 pounds of paint. He used 3/4 of the paint for his painting. How many pounds of paint did he use for the painting? This is a 2-question problem. 2 questions, you need to have 2 answers. How many pounds of paint did he use? How many pounds of paint does he have left? So, first thing we need to do is how much did he use? So, 3/4 of 7. So, 7 divided by 4. So that's obviously 7/4, which is improper. 1 3/4. So 1 3/4 times 3. So I'm going to go ahead and do my repeated addition. Because I still have to do my numerator. So that becomes 1 2 3 3 6 9. That's improper. I have to deal with that. 4 into 9, that's 2. 2 1/4. Plus the 3 that's right there. Equals 5 1/4. So he used 5 1/4. But that's not the only question. They want to know how many pounds of paint does the artist have left. If this were a test question and this is all you gave me, you would get a 1 out of 2. So what do you have to do, Carter? 7 minus 5 1/4. So are you going to tell me 7 and 2 1/4?
No.
No. You have to do 6 4/4. This is a second quarter problem. You cannot eat a slice from a pizza that has not been cut up. You have to slice a pizza. You have to borrow from one of those fractions. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. How many lessons did we do? A quarter to do this. You cannot take a fourth from a whole. Hey? You cannot. I cannot take out a half. These are all wholes. I have to take one of them, split it up. So now I have 6 4/4 minus 5 1/4. So 4/4 minus 1/4. 6 minus 5. That's what's left. 1 and 3/4.
Okay, I think already.
This trash can, I swear. The Baker Hornets soccer team. Now this one could be a little bit confusing. This one, I highly recommend tape diagram. The Baker Hornets soccer team won 3/4 of their games last season. Because you really cannot do 3/4 of 21. You cannot. It will not solve the problem. If they lost 21 games, how many games did they play the entire season? So, tape diagram really puts it together. So, let's look at the problem. Fourths. It tells me 3/4, so I know that my tape diagram needs to have 4 sections. It tells me that they won 3/4. This is what they won. So this is what they, that's what they won, so this is what they lost. They won 3/4. If they lost 21 games.
That means each square would be 21.
So then what?
Each square would be 21 times 4.
How many games did they play the entire season?
21 times 4 equals.
How can you figure out how many games they played?
84.
21 times
84.
84.
84 games.
Hey, you two.
But if you just did 3/4 of 21, would you have got that?
No.
No. You really needed a tape diagram, but it did kind of give you this 13 was kind of like number 4. They gave you 1 square, and you needed to find the magic number. You needed to do a backwards kind of thing. So, but the tape diagram really helped you. It kind of was like, oh, once you had it. So having a tape diagram, knowing how to do it, and then you kind of go, oh, duh. Once it's there in front of you, it made more sense. Shelby just turned 21 years old. She spent 3/7 of her life. So I'm going to go ahead and do a date diagram. Tape a diagram. So I said date. I don't know why, it's not even a word. So how many sections? 7. My denominator tells me 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So she spent 3/7 of her life living in New York. So there's 3/7. New York. How many years did Shelby live in New York? So she just turned 21. The whole thing. This is Shelby. She's 21. 3/7 of her life was spent living in New York.
That's weird. That's weird.
So, how many years did she spend living in New York? How did you figure it out? 3/7 of 21. 21 divided by 7 equals 3. 3 times 3 equals 9. Because 21 divided by 7. Each one was 3.
I got it right.
So that's 9.
That makes sense. Oh.
So she lived in New York for 9 years, and wherever else she lived, doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. It's not important. Okay, number 15. There again, 2 questions, 2 answers. This question is very complex. So you really have to pay attention to what it's asking. A farmer collected 12 dozen eggs. So I'm going to start taking notes a little bit. 12 dozen. Now, does that mean 12 eggs?
No, it does not. That means 140.
Thank you. So that's 144 eggs. If you don't know your times tables, that 12 times 12 is 144. You might need to stop interrupting your teacher while she's talking and maybe multiply it out to the side. 12 times 12 is 144. He sold 2/3 and gave the rest away. So, how much did he give away? If he sold 2/3, he gave away
1/3.
because 2/3 and 1/3 is
3/3.
3/3. How many dozens did the farmer give away? So, how many dozens did the farmer give away? So, 12 dozen eggs. So, he collected 12 dozen. If he sold 2/3, gave away 1/3, one-third of the 12 dozen. How many dozens is that? 4 dozen. How many eggs did he give away?
48.
No, he's gave away 4. 48.
48.